This piece of a taser is all that's left after a police chase that ultimately led to a Texas City officer being attacked by a police dog. It was an introduction fit for one of the best players in the NBA as the Rockets officially introduced Chris Paul. The 9-time All-Star said he's willing to do whatever it takes to win now and win big. Police say the house behind me is where Deborah Davis found her husband with his girlfriend sitting together. Davis shot him once in the groin, enough to kill him without even leaving her car. Tiffany, GroupMe is an app many college students use to help each other with homework. But here in Lawrence, students don't know if KU even has a policy regarding using apps for class. Tiffany, GroupMe es una app que los estudiantes usan para comunicar sobre la tarea. Pero aquí en Lawrence, los estudiantes no saben si KU tiene reglas sobre el uso de los apps para la clase. Constanza Castro, el miembro de Halo, me dijo que lo hizo por la falta de respeto para los estudiantes hispanos en el campus. Some wanting to see Lil Yachty, but most hoping to convince prospects this is the best place to play college basketball. Police say the house behind me is where Deborah Davis found her husband with his girlfriend sitting together. Davis shot him once in the groin, enough to kill him without even leaving her car. Bravo. One shot, that's all it took. Rodney Johnson is now dead at 49 years old. Police say around 11:40 last night, Davis found Johnson sitting with his girlfriend, and Davis lost it. The couple started arguing. Davis shot Johnson once before he later died at Bentob Hospital.
I really can't believe that. I don't know what could have happened for that to happen.
Ronald Young lives next to the couple. Young says he's never heard them argue and didn't even know she owned a gun. There's a no guns allowed sign posted on their door. This is the woman police are now looking for, 59-year-old Deborah Davis. Police say she drove off in her gray Hyundai Sonata and she still has the gun she shot her husband with, so she could be dangerous. If you've seen her, call police. Reporting from South Houston, Lauren Davidson, 13 Eyewitness News.
Ghosts coming out the chimneys. I have 2 chimneys.
While most students head home after school, more than 8,000 Kansas students go to 21st Century after-school programs. Rashonda Smith's son has been going to after-school programs since he was in kindergarten.
If you teach them young, raise them up right, give them someplace to go, give them something positive to do with their time, they're more likely to be a success.
There may be Legos and coloring sheets here, but the primary focus of these programs is academic success. As you can see here, teachers reported that 72% of the students had improved homework completion and class participation, while 68% of students showed improved behavior. But more than 9,000 of these locations would be shut down if President Trump's budget cuts are adopted. Dawn McWilliams is the CEO of the Boys and Girls Club of Topeka. She says students are more likely to excel with after-school programs.
Be able to provide that homework assistance, that safe environment that provides supportive adults really helps kids focus in on developing their own selves to be as successful as possible.
Smith says the lessons her son has learned in after-school programs will stay with him the rest of his life.
The other day he came home and told me why you shouldn't, do drugs, and some people do drugs and then they end up not getting jobs, and he's learning that here at this program.
Reporting for KSNT, I'm KU student journalist Lauren Davidson.
Okay.
I'm standing outside of a home where HFD was able to put out a fire within just minutes, but unfortunately it wasn't enough to save one man's life. A heartbroken family now has the daunting task of collecting what's left after a fire killed 80-year-old Ernest Stewart. Stewart's son, Edward, had just seen his dad on Father's Day, now his last memory of his father.
He got home and called me and said, "Thank you. Thank you for that Father's Day present."
The Houston Fire Department says firefighters were called to the home just before 11 this morning. A neighbor tells us she saw the smoke and even broke a window when she heard Stewart begging for help, but couldn't reach him. Most of the damage was in the kitchen.
We don't have official cause. Right now, there's a high suspicion of possible unattended cooking in the kitchen area that might have been the cause for this incident.
A grieving son is now trying to focus on what his father meant to others.
They gave him his respect. Everybody in this neighborhood.
In Northeast Houston, Lauren Davidson. Monte Graham says a brand goes beyond representing yourself.
You just want to put things out there that's going to be positive and it reflect back on you, your family, and the organization in a good way.
Assistant coach Curtis Townsend says Graham exercises good judgment when it comes to social media, but others not so much. Townsend tries to guide players to better decisions on social media. He talks to them about how choices now will impact them in college and beyond.
You can't do that. This goes out to this many people. It hurts your brand. You want to be a professional basketball player, all this stuff could come back to bite you, when it's time, and then that hits you in the pocketbook.
Townsend says some prospects don't want the advice and would rather lose their scholarship offer. He says it's better to lose those prospects sooner than later.
The ones that you really want at your school are the ones that you could tell them and they take criticism well, and they know, hey, you know what, he's telling me the truth. This is what's best for my life.
Townsend says KU looks for players who are coachable. Those players who are willing to take advice about social media are also willing to take advice on the court. The Parkland school shooting is still on the minds of people at the Lawrence School District, and this may even lead to a new executive position. It's easy to get caught up in our everyday lives and forget to do the small things that keep our homes healthy. Today, KUGH reporter Dan Garrett shows us the 21st century way Habitat for Humanity is helping you keep your home fit. He also writes he doesn't see a lot of political support for raising the age. That tweet likely refers to the lawsuit the National Rifle Association filed immediately after the Florida lawmakers voted to go to 21 in the wake of the Parkland school shooting 3 weeks ago.